on the husband is really to treat her nicely, to treat her like a human being. Do not expect that woman comes to your house, she's a slave or she's a maid. You don't own her. Rasulullah ﷺ commanded us also, he said, رِفْقًا بِالْقَوَارِيرِ إِنَّهُنَّ أَسَارَ لَدَيْكُمْ أَخَذْتُهُنَّ بِكَلِمَةِ اللَّهِ. They are like hostages with you. You have taken her with the God words. So be careful. Allah is describing the woman, she is like a glass. He said, Rifqan, be gentle with glasses. Because Rasulullah ﷺ describing the woman, she's like a glass. So you have to be careful in treating her. Also, you have to really to do your obligation towards her, whether even in bed. You have to do obligation, especially if you have a wife. You don't go to the second wife and then give her all her rights and you forget the first wife, or vice versa. This is, in general, the rights of the wife on the husband. Now I will cover the rights of the husband on the wife. What is the rights of the husband on his wife? Of course, there are many things. Same thing as the wife. First of all, she must do her obligation, duty to her. She must really respect him. She must really love him. She must do everything, in the house for him. Even though, and I have to tell you the truth now, from Islamic point of view, the woman is actually not supposed, it is not a must on the wife to wash the clothes or cook or clean the house. These things actually just become well known among society generation after generation. Then the women are doing it without, thinking, or without it, relucting or actually hesitating. So this is the thing, she have one of the obligation on you as a wife towards your husband is to really, you do his duties, you take care of him, you respect him. Also, you're not supposed to let anybody enter his house without his permission, whether he's present or he's absent. Very important. Why? Because you become in his house. You have no right whatsoever to allow any person to come to the house if he does not like, at least with his permission. Definitely, your father, your mother, your brother, your sisters, your relatives, close relative, they can come, provided that he did not tell you before, I don't want your brother to come to my house. I don't want your sister. Okay? Definitely, the most important two are father and mother. Those the one really, if he stop you from visiting them, or he doesn't allow you to get them in the house, then you have to sit with him, to discuss with this matter nicely, gently, politely. This is the most important. But brother and sister, if your brother just coming to your home is gonna cause a problem between you and your husband comes first. Yes, as a matter of fact, you got to know, my sister, that obeying the husband is come on the top of obeying your father and mother. Obeying your husband is come on the top of obeying your father and mother. But it doesn't mean that you discontinue relationship with your father and mother. But what I'm trying to say, if some relatives, like uncle, aunt, brother, sister, kind of come to the house, and this just because this is going to cause a problem, they're going to cause, misunderstanding with you and your husband comes first. And the only people which really need you have to dialogue with your husband and gently, and you ask him, is your father and mother. All right. Also, one of the rights of the husband, that you should not leave his house. The wife has no right to exit or to leave the house of her husband unless with his permission. You're not supposed even to going to visit your father and mother. He must know. So be careful, my sister. This is something Allah gave the husband, not me, not you. Because now you are his wife. So you're not supposed to leave home to go unless it's something daily. You are a teacher, you're going to work, and he knows you work. So this, you don't have to take permission every day. This is definitely, this is obvious. If you are working and you have a job and he approve it, then you don't have to take permission every day. Okay, today I'm going to work, today I'm going, no. But what I'm saying, you want to leave the home, occasionally, you want to go for shopping, you want to go to visit your neighbor, you want to visit your family, you want to attend wedding, you want to go attend parties. In this condition, or in this case, you must ask his permission, and he must know where are you going. Just in case, God forbid, something happened to you, your husband should know where you are. So this is not, he trying to be a dictator, no. But this is his obligation towards you. Also, one of his, of course, that you should really take care of yourself. Whenever he asks you to bed, one of the husband writes, anytime the husband asks his wife to come to bed, she has no right to refuse, unless she have the menstruation, unless she's sick, unless she's fasting in Ramadan. Yes, if your husband asks you at the day of Ramadan, you can tell him no. And then if he forces you, it is his fault. But in all three cases, unless you're sick, and you're really sick, and he knows you're sick, or you're having menstruation, or you have delivery, and you're during the birth period. You have delivered baby, the woman needs some time from 30 days to 40 days to be clean. During this period after birth, you're not supposed, the husband actually not supposed to ask his wife. But other than these cases, anytime the husband asks you, even if you are fasting, volunteer fasting. Volunteer fasting, like, if you are fasting Monday and Thursday, or the white days, which is 13, 14, 15, or the day of Ashura, or the day of Arafah. This is for information, and for everybody information. This is actually, it is a volunteer fasting. But you as a wife, if your husband asks you to come to his bed during this volunteer fasting, you should respond. Because this is a volunteer, this is not obligatory. Only Ramadan. All right? Also, one important thing, if your husband also does not like things at home, he believes these things, it is haram, don't insist to keep them. Because this is cause a problem and may cause divorce. Also, one of the important things, you should not really inspect, you should not keep inspecting his clothes. You should not inspecting his wallet. You should not inspect his mobile. You should not inspect his laptop. You should not really just trying to find any problem, because this is going to cause a problem. One of the worst things, both man and woman, husband and wife, when he sees one of them inspecting or searching in his private things. Be careful. Don't let jealousy, my sister, take you to the extent that you take his mobile and inspect how many messages, who's sending messages, who's calling. You go check his mobile, check his laptop, or you check his computer, or you keep checking in his clothes when he comes from work, if he has something perfume. What trying to say to your sister, this can cause divorce. One of the weapon, I would say, one of the worst weapon can destroy houses is really suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Once suspicious or doubts enter the house, love leave from the window. Believe me. So I advise both of them, both of you, really not really to be that suspicious and to inspect each other private things. Very important. Also, one of the things that also the wife should do toward husband, that she really should not really ask too much money, as every day she wants to go shopping. There are, unfortunately, my sister, there are really such women. Every day they want to go, every day they want to leave home, either for shopping, or visiting her friends, or going to wedding, or going to parties. The husband does not find time with her. And then the end up is divorce. Your time should be for your husband all the time. He is more important than even your parents. You know that if your husband told you, don't go and visit your parents because I'm coming home, you should obey. After he comes home, then you can discuss with him gently, nicely, try to persuade him, try to convince him, this is my father and this is my mother. Allah is commanding me to take care of them nicely. But it's true that whatever the husband commands you, as long he is not really commanding you or ordering you to disobey Allah, you must really, listen to him and follow his instruction. So it's very important for both couple to cooperate with each other, to continue building this righteous family, and also to have happiness. Because once really the shaitan interfere between the two couple, and some of them listen to him, this is the end of, the house. This also, there's one more thing. Do not